Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, and in this video we're going to show you some tips on how to install and set up your dashcam for first use, and more specifically you may find if the Apeman Dashcam Mini is the right for you. The C420 is the one that we're going to evaluate right here, and these interesting cameras that we're getting nowadays, they are at better prices, they have higher specs, they are easier to configure and use, as you're gonna see right here. This one is the full HD version of this camera, which is very good. This is acceptable. Actually, it's very cheap, so that's the reason why we are showing you this video, is to see that you can have one of these cameras with whole accessories and everything at very comfortable prices. These are all the accessories that you'll get when you buy one of these. This one is a very small camera. That's the reason why we are choosing it to evaluate it, to see if the quality is just as the other ones. This little device, I don't know what it is for. This one is the charger that usually has the length of the cable that is specifically required for these types of camera. Right here we have a USB port, something that is usually not present. Usually we don't have these ports, and now they are being added to each one of the adapters right here. We can also appreciate that it has a Type B micro USB connector that is very common nowadays, and this is very convenient in case that you want to connect the camera to your computer and you want to have access to it, or you just want to power it up. The suction mount right here is standard. You might want to get one that is not a suction mount, but it is more like taped to the windshield. This one is the cabling scheme that we're going to use, and that is where this little device may come to help. We're going to see in a few moments. We're going to use this micro SD card, which is very cheap, which is very common, and this one we're going to leave it for later. I do not recommend that you use previously used micro SDs, but rather use a new one, as that is the sole purpose of a camera, to have a reliable storage system. Right here is this class 10 micro SD, and we're just going to use this one essentially because also the manufacturer recommends that we use one of these. I do not recommend that you use 256 or 128 gigabyte micro SDs, as they may not be fully compatible with the system inside this one of the cameras, and that's the reason why they recommend to use a smaller capacity micro SDs. Okay, so we're going to leave this for later. I'm going to show you that it is fully compatible, but you may need to test it before you do that. You may need to test it fully with the original micro SD, that it is completely approved by the manufacturer. Okay, so right here we just insert the SD card and we are ready to power up our camera, and see that basically by default these cameras are just plug and play. You just plug it in, you turn on the switch of the accessories of the car, and it is gonna start recording, as you can see right here, and that is a standard also. Right here the red dot and the red numbers is something that you see in every single camera or dash cam that is already recording. Right here I'm going to show you that what they promise you is not actually true. Usually they say 170, 160 degrees. That is not true. That is not true in all the dash cams that I have tested. As you can see right here, I'm going to show you in practice, in real world environments, what you get is not 170 degrees. They are more close to 110, 112. They are even closer sometimes to 100 degrees, which is very good. But that doesn't mean that it is 170 degrees as they all claim they are. Right here you can see that this one is the button that starts and stops the recording. Usually you're gonna have to start and stop the recording in order to enter one of the two menus, and you right here see the higher contrast that you get because of the dynamic range and how it is enhanced in order for you to see everything, especially at night. Right here you have two menus. Usually this is very common in all dash cams, that you have two menus that you access with these three top black buttons, and the one in the middle is the one that accesses the menu, and the other ones are like the up and down keys, and the orange one is gonna be the OK. The resolution, the loop recording, which is set to 3 minutes, that means that every 3 minutes it is going to create a new video. That means a new video file. Apeman has that weakness. It creates a 3-minute or 5-minute file, even if you just record 7 seconds of video. Right here, I'm not gonna show, I'm not going to change anything else. You're gonna leave these things in the default values, and you're just going to set date and time. We're not going to change anything else. In the versions of these cameras, like the Wheelwitness or like the Rove, those cameras usually by the GPS, they get the time from the server. They have outstanding quality, dynamic range, white balance, higher contrast, which is exactly what you need when you're using a dashcam, okay? But you're going to leave the defaults for those values, okay? Date and time is what you're going to change, and as I told you, some of these devices already get the time, and it is provided by the GPS. Okay, so we proceed to disconnecting, and that is going to act as the turning off the accessory switch in the car, or just turning off the car, and you're going to see that in a few seconds it is going to be automatically turned off. Be very careful, because some cars do not have power cut off from the cigarette lighter once you turn off the car. Okay, so hands-on to installing this camera, we're going to see that it is very simple. Usually my preferred location is right in front of me, right by the mirror, or behind the mirror. Behind the mirror is a better place for most people, as these cameras are not going to obstruct your view of the road or the environment. Okay, so we're going to take out whatever cigarette lighter accessory you have, and right from there we're going to start going under the glove compartment, right by the door, and up to the windshield, or to the side of the windshield, and the gaskets that the car may have right by the door. We do not use the side of the driver. We choose the side of the passenger, as it is much safer, as you may have right here hanging wires and stuff. That's why we use these cable ties. And we start just laying the cable, testing it a little bit. We just plug here the adapter. We take it through all the little gaps that you find right here under the glove compartment, right here by the door, up through the windshield. Use your cable ties. Do not leave anything that can be seen, not because it doesn't look good. Of course it doesn't look good if you leave it outside, but basically it's for security. This is an energized cable. It is a wire, and if it becomes worn in any place, it may cause short circuit. Okay, so you do all this procedure, find the spot where you're going to connect your camera, or where you're going to place it. Use this little tool that you're going to have right here. This little clip, this plastic clip, is gonna help you a lot. I found it to be actually very helpful. You hide the wiring, and you're gonna be done in just a few minutes. It's something that just takes a few minutes. Remember to clean very well the windshield. This is a common mistake. People do not clean the windshield, and the suction holder is going to just come off. So you just place it where you have previously cleaned, turn the handle so it is going to activate the suction holder, and just plug it in. Then you're going to hide the remaining parts of the cable that you do not want to see hanging around. Be very sure just to tighten this screw, as it is very important in case that a big bump in the road or you find a big pothole on the road, it'll deviate from the original angle of vision. Okay, so basically you just turn it on or switch the power of the vehicle on, and it'll just power up. Right here we just pull the cord back a little bit, and we proceed to connect the things that were already connected before that. And that's all. As you can see right here, when it reaches 3 minutes, it'll create another video and start over again. This means that each one of the videos is gonna have the same size and the same length. Right here we see the camera, how it looks from the outside, and it is gonna be ready for use. I'm gonna leave you with some footage of this camera, and I encourage everyone watching this video to get your own dashcam. If we all have dashcams, we can watch each other, and that's the whole point of dashcams. We're going to upload in a few days extended footage of this specific model, the Apeman Dashcam Mini C420. and our opinions, reviews of this specific model. Things like this may turn into accidents that may lead you to have the evidence of what may have happened, okay? So think about it. We hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to more technology moments. See you next time.